Hello. I'm sorry I'm late. Technical difficulties. Computer, had to reboot the computer and everything. Come on. I'm sorry I'm so late and so out of computer acting up. Come on, computer. Hello. If you're still there, the link is in there. Sorry for the delay.
What's up, Corey? How you
Hey, John Jay, how you doing?
doing? Just living. How about you?
Just living. My computer had it rebooted and everything. It wouldn't come on. I'm like, come on. You're having me late.
Yeah, I hate that when you have to update your computer. It takes like an hour. Hate that, but it has to be done.
Hi there, Dina. The
Yep.
link is in there. Maybe if you're still here, I don't know. YTC was here, Carcass. Like, where is he? Oh, here's somebody.
What's
David, how you
I was
doing?
I was thinking I was hoping you just fell asleep or something, but it was your computer, huh?
Yeah, computer's acting up. Hello,
Hi
Dina.
guys. Hi.
How you doing?
Not too good today. Um, After 19 years, they terminated my position.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Aw.
So I don't know. You know how like you're like hurt and angry at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave them in God's hands.
yep.
Mm.
So to make myself happy, I'm packing for Atlanta.
Mm.
Hello, Brian.
Hey Corey, how are you tonight? How's everybody else?
I'm
What's
doing
up?
It's
okay.
Brian.
Hey,
Computers acting up. That's why I'm late. Had to
Mm.
reboot it and everything.
Yeah, I hate that when you have to update all your softwares and processors and all that stuff. Ah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I was like, come
it
on.
happens.
I don't know why like they could just make the computers like more easier. Like when you anyway, never mind.
Mm.
No, that's too much like common sense.
Oh yeah, that's true. Anyway,
So, like, I did good on last week picks.
hmm
I'm 11 out of, 12 out of 4.
yep,
Woo! Because Kansas City came back and beat the Raiders.
yep.
Yeah. Not
Yeah, the
happy about
last.
that.
So like I saw that last play because I didn't watch it live, and the both the receivers is like ran into one another, which was so hilarious. And that's the Raiders way. That's the Raiders. They will always find a way to lose it. Yeah, I could have been 14-2. Like I didn't know the Broncos were gonna screw up. I felt the Giants, like my gut was telling me pick the Giants. But I'm like, let me pick the Packers. So I could have been 14-2, but 12-4 is not that bad.
Wow.
So is what it is.
8 and 7 for me.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, I went 11-6. I said that Dallas and Los Angeles would tie, so that just throws me into a six loss because they didn't tie. But
Mm.
I went 11-5. So when I first started looking at the chart, when I was talking to everybody earlier, a lot of the early games that I picked, the Giants and stuff, they were didn't look good for me. But when I added up the rest of the scores, and like you said, the Raiders beat, they lost to Kansas City, so that helped. So I went 11-6.
That's good.
Mm.
YTC.
Here you go. Nice.
What's up? Did I miss anything?
Nope.
Oh no, I'm late. My computer decided to want to update and had a hard time getting on.
Mm-hmm. Just wondering if. What's up, everyone?
Sorry about that.
No worries.
You're good.
It happens.
No worries.
Hey, like sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I go straight to my processor and see if I have to update anything. If I got to update, I know my computer will take about at the most 2 hours. So.
It's happened to me multiple times where I have to set up during the play-by-plays and stuff like that.
Anyway, it is what it is. Like, that's a computer. I don't know why they have the technology to like where if it has to be updated, I don't know why it just doesn't do it when it's like turned off.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's the thing I don't like about computers.
Mm-hmm.
I always have to update.
Yeah, too many updates.
Just
make one update so we don't have to update it after all.
I got an Apple laptop though that was given to me in like 2014.
Yeah.
2014. It still works,
Mm-hmm.
but every 3 months it updates the new software. So I'm like,
Yeah. Well, I got a Dell and a Chrome, so I got two computers. I got the best of both worlds.
The last time, I think it was like a month ago, that my computer had to be updated. It deleted all of my thumbnails, all of my stuff, so I had to make everything from scratch.
That's what you have. Google. That's what I have Google Drive for, in case my stuff gets deleted
So
accidentally. I keep it on the Google Drive on cloud.
So now everything's on the flash drive, so I'm not gonna lose anything anymore.
Mm-hmm. I got it on a Google Drive. Yeah, Google Drive. Yeah. I put softwares in my flash drives, like After Effects, Photoshop, stuff like that. Adobe. Yeah, I put all that software stuff on my flash drive.
Not a game. Wolf Cast, you can come on in if you want to. The link is in the chat.
So did we get to the picks or?
No, I was just getting there.
Really? Oh, okay. So this started. Okay, so I'm on time.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like I said, I'm late.
I know it's all good. No, I'm just wondering. That's all.
Oh wow! Look at this. YTC will enjoy this. A custom NFL Network. Not NFL. NFL.com. Their website. The Eagles. Look at all this custom stuff. Oh, look how they're kissing butt to the Eagles.
Yeah, of course they are. I'm not shocked.
They're making a lot of new gear for them. They're 5-0.
Oh, please.
Whatever. We're only one game behind them, and plus, if the Cowboys beat them, if we beat the Ravens on Sunday, we'll be one game. We'll be tied.
I know my buddy who has he makes replica, like he takes those stock shirts, and he's getting a lot of phone calls from people on the East Coast because he sells his stuff like very affordable. Hey, make us custom Eagle stuff. He says, "All right, business is business."
I'm gonna check my suede jacket.
Yeah.
So how you do
this week?
How you do YTC on the picks?
10-6.
10-6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man! All right.
Back to double-digit wins. Yeah.
So we got everyone.
Yep. Thursday.
Here we
Washington at Chicago.
Took Chicago at home.
Mm-hmm.
So, David.
Well, so I took the coin flip and I'm taking Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Dina.
Chicago.
Chicago. Bryant.
Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody going Chicago. Because
All right,
I'm
so
going Chicago too.
So now that means I have to make a pick. All right. So here's the problem. Here's the problem. Michael, if you're listening, please don't get mad when I'm about to say.
It's Dumb and Dumber. Get this Thursday. Yep.
The Commanders and the Bears on a Thursday
Dumb
night.
and Dumber. Yep.
Why? The Bears have a better team. The Bears have a better team. And one more time, the Bears have a better team. Michael, if your team loses, I am going to troll you all week. All week.
Oh yeah, if
long.
you lose to our rivals, and
So I'm
oh
going
my
to choose
God.
the Bears. And if the
Same here.
Bears let me down, I am not choosing the Bears anymore during this year. So I'm
Same
going to
here, probably. Yeah. Not even over Detroit. No, I'll stop.
Oh man. Hope it happens. We'll see.
Okay, so this is strange. Now, I've been asking all the 49ers this question. I think I asked you two the same thing, John. They have our game. It says 9:30 on the sheet, but I know it's usually at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, West Coast time, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, 1 o'clock my time. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
it's just a typo.
Typing it.
Yeah, no big deal.
That's
So
why I leave
for-
East Zones. Yeah. On my thing is and Pacific time too on my thing.
49ers at Atlanta.
I took the Niners,
Mhm.
but it's a 50-50 game, so the Falcons could win this game.
Yep.
Yeah. David.
50-50 game. I'm going Niners.
Okay.
Defense.
Yeah.
Brian.
It's gonna be Niners. Niners.
Nina.
Niners.
All right. So
John Jay.
everyone
I know
knows
you-
my rule. Of course, I do want my team to win, but here's the thing: the Falcons are a better team than the Carolina Panthers.
Mhm.
I am not taking them lightly. I do
No.
feel the Niners are going to win. Now, when I look at the score, and I always look at every, I think this game's going to go under. I don't think a lot of teams are going to put a lot of points. I think it'll be defensive. The Falcons' defense is not as bad as most people are. They are ranked at the bottom of a lot of stuff, but they've been playing really hard. They should have beaten the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I'm gonna go under whatever the point spread. I do think it'll probably be like a 24-17, but it's not gonna go over maybe 45. It's not gonna go beyond that. But I never choose my team. Okay, take the points under on this game. So that's my prediction.
Yeah, I'm taking 49ers to beat Atlanta, and just hope we can. And I got artificial turf, huh? Or do they got grass? Do anybody know?
I don't know. I know it's in a dome, but I don't know.
Yep, it's in the Mercedes Dome. Yeah, Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta.
Yeah, but Atlanta, the Falcons actually have decent turf though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at their own injury history, I mean they have pretty good turf.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know the last time. When was the last time we played in Atlanta? Because I know we played Atlanta, but mostly out here in the West. But I don't know the last time we were in Atlanta when we played the Falcons.
Oh.
Okay, next game, New England at Cleveland.
I took New England on this one.
David.
I'm picking the Browns because the rookie quarterback magic is going to run out.
Brian.
I am picking New England. Yep.
New England.
Because last time I went against New England, they proved me wrong. And I know this is Cleveland. It's going to be in the dog pound, but Belichick has a thing against the Browns. So I'm just going to go with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Gotta be not a game. Dina.
Okay. I'm taking New England.
All right, so I'm taking New England. I know the Browns are better than the Lions. As long as that defense plays good enough, the Browns are going to have some trouble. And again, Bill Belichick, for whatever the reason, has always owned Cleveland. For whatever the reason, I don't know if he's ever lost a game with Cleveland, but he's always won against Cleveland. The track record will continue. As long as that defense, look what they did. I know the Lions are trash. They're trash. And they did not give up no points. But that's the Lions. The Browns are a better team, but the Browns are not as good on defense. And Bailey Zappi or Mac Jones, whoever, as long as they manage the game, go down the field, put points on the board, the defense will do the rest. It's New England.
And me too. I'm going with New England.
So we got one person going with the Browns, everybody going with the Patriots. All right.
Hey, the Browns so far have been a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, when it comes to the Patriots, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, but when they played against the Jets, they were up by 2 scores with 2 minutes left, and the Jets came back and scored 14 unanswered points in the last 2 minutes of the game. You know, the Browns they had that. What the hell did they do? And they did it against the Jets. The Patriots are not going to make any mistakes like that. So remember, you look at the body of work of what the team has done versus their opponents. Again, it's any given Sunday, but I still feel the Patriots are still going to do what they usually do.
Okay, next is the Jets at Green Bay.
Give me Green Bay.
Green Bay.
After that loss to us, they're gonna take their frustration out on the Jets at home.
Yeah. David.
Green Bay.
Right.
Green Bay. They're going to bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hate me. Jets.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this game is actually a toss-up for anyone who says Green Bay is going to, have it easy. They're not. The Jets have been playing some good football. Now, yes, their last victory against the Dolphins, Bridgewater got hurt. It was 40-17. Robert Saleh's actually starting to, have this defense play football. They've been very competitive.
Yeah.
But just because I say that does not mean the Jets are going to go in there. Or I don't know if they're playing in New York or Green Bay, whatever. Well,
they're playing Green Bay.
Oh, Green Bay in Lambeau Field.
And in Lambeau Field it is a difficult place to play. The Cheeseheads or whatever you want to call them, for whatever the reason, it's hard to beat teams in Green Bay, no matter who you are. So because they're in Green Bay, the Packers have home field advantage. So the Packers are going to do what they usually do. Now, remember, it's a toss-up. They can still lose. But I think because they're at home, they're coming off a tough victory. A tough loss. They're going to bounce back, and I think it's going to be a close game. Trust me. Take the over on this game. I think the Jets are going to make a handful, but the Packers are going to win.
Okay, I'm taking the Packers too. Okay, next, Jacksonville at Indianapolis Colts.
Give me the Colts at home. I think they'll split the series with the Jaguars.
Wow, they played
David.
the Jaguars twice early.
I am going with the Colts. It's at Indianapolis.
Yeah. Brian.
I like what everybody's saying. It's at home, and that does mean something. But I think Jaguars have something to prove here, so I'm going Jaguars.
Yeah.
Dina.
Jags.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm gonna tell you why. The Colts, on paper, they have the better team. They got Matt Ryan, who's supposed to be way better than Trevor Lawrence, but the Jaguars have competed very well. This division is one of the most confusing divisions because it's the worst division in the NFL every year. If you saw that Thursday night football game, the Colts looked so awful, and they still won. And the Broncos had a very strong defense. and the Colts somehow won that game. The Jaguars somehow, Doug Peters, whatever his name is, he always finds ways to take a team. He did it with the Eagles, and he's teaching these guys how to play football. The Jaguars, they're not supposed to win this game. That's why you should take the team that's very dangerous. That no one. There's a lot of games that are trap games. Upsets. This is not a trap game. It's a divisional game.
Oh, I agree.
Divisional games,
I agree.
and they lost against the Texans. So it's another divisional game. They're gonna bounce back. They're gonna get the victory. That's why I have the Jaguars taking this game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Jaguars have something to prove this Sunday.
Korey Davis, who you taking? Okay. I guess we got 3 people with the Jacksonville, 2 people with Indianapolis, right?
Yep.
So now I'm gonna make that a tie and go. I'm going to Colts gonna win this one. I have a feeling Jacksonville will win, but I'm just gonna even things up.
If Matt Ryan wants to do anything as a Colt and he wants to have a next season or anything like that, he better start winning games and he better start beating teams other than Denver. So this is a game for both of them. If he can come out and prove something, then this is the game he should do it. But I just think Jacksonville's hungry. I really do.
It's also back-to-back because they lost to the Texans, who I think was the only person on this panel that took the Texans. So they're playing the Colts. They're coming off and Matt Ryan had like 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and a fumble, and they still found a way to win because the Colts offense could not move the ball down the field. So if you're going to be doing that for whatever the reason, this Jacksonville team, it's a hungry team, and the hungry teams, the teams that you do not see, those are the teams that you should be more fearful because you never know what can happen. So that's why the Jacksonville Jaguars, they could win this game. Jaguars.
Okay, next, Minnesota at Miami.
I'm going to take Miami, assuming either quarterback plays Tua or Teddy Bridgewater, solely because they have a better defense and still have the same amount of weapons as Minnesota. And Minnesota's defense is god-awful.
Okay, David?
I am going with Minnesota because the Finns have a bad QB situation.
Bryant?
I'm going to go Minnesota. I don't think Miami right now has recovered from their injury. I think they have a really good team, but right now they're not mentally in it. I don't think they're believing in maybe they're not believing in their staff. Maybe they're not believing in themselves, but I think that injury really shocked the whole locker room.
Dina?
For Minnesota, the same reasons. I just don't think Miami
Guess I'm the only one.
is in it.
All right, so I'm going to take the Vikings, and before the season started, I know Michael, Jonas, TOP, and KO, good dudes, but I said the Vikings were going to win the division, and people, were laughing at me. And the Vikings defense, they're still not a good defense, but 4-1 is still 4-1. Doesn't matter who you are playing. The teams have to beat you, and the Bears, should have beaten the Vikings, but it really shows you why the Bears are still who they are. So I'm taking the Vikings because Bridgewater, he's not going to come back, from the concussion protocol. Tua's not going to come back anytime soon. I don't know who their third string quarterback is. Their defense is good, but you're starting to see the problem in Miami is that Mike McDaniels, it doesn't matter who you have there. You need a quarterback to win in this league. And if your quarterback cannot win in this league, even if you have a good defense, it's hard for me to see Miami winning any games anytime soon. And the Vikings are the better team right now. So I'm taking the Vikings.
And sorry, YCC, you're all by yourself because I am taking the Vikings.
Whatever.
Oh, I know the
Whatever.
next game. I know the next
I know for sure.
game. Here we go.
I'm taking the
Yeah, yeah.
Vikings, and because right now, quarterbacks at Miami. I don't know who third string is.
Yeah.
Skylar Thompson.
So-
Yeah.
So I'm gonna drink the purple juice right now and take that.
Hey. I know Jade and I know Purple Pocket Podcast are happy right now. That's my
Yeah, the
boy,
purple
Tom.
the purple
My
people
boy,
eater podcast.
Michael keeps getting mad. I don't know why he keeps taking his frustration. They're saying it. You should go talk to them.
Okay, the next game is Cincinnati Bengals at New Orleans Saints.
Give me the Saints at home. I think they finally found the rhythm with Andy Dalton at quarterback right now against Seahawks. Man, I'm giving the Saints at home.
Okay, David.
I'm picking the Bengals
Mm.
because the ain'ts are just the ain'ts.
That's funny.
Also because Zach Taylor can, manage his weapons around. It showed in that Ravens game. He can control his weapons and utilize them.
Actually, the Bengals did pretty good.
Does anybody know what color? Does anybody know what color the Bengals will be wearing?
I don't know.
I
don't know. I really don't care. I don't know what uniforms have to do with this.
Because it does. Hey, Jerry Rice used to take off his uniform and put his uniform back on before a game would start. He would stand there and run, like right there in place. And if he didn't feel good, he took his his uniform back off, pads back off, and put it back on. He said, if you feel good, you play good. So if you don't feel good and you're like whatever uniform, you're not gonna play good. My high school, we had brown and gold as our colors. So I'm not going to say what everybody called our colors, but brown and gold, you can imagine. We're supposed to be the Delta Kings, and everybody called us the Cows. I mean, like there's, it's not fun. So, why I'm asking because I don't think the Bengals really like those white uniforms. They're like the Snow Bengals or the Snow Tigers. So I'm gonna take New Orleans because it is at home, and like YTC was saying, they're starting to get more and more better on offense. So anytime you go into New Orleans, the dome to play, it's hard even if that team sucks. So
yeah,
New Orleans.
Okay.
Dina.
New Orleans.
All right. So I think I'm going to be like David. I'm going to take the Bengals because I was right. The Seahawks put 32 points or 30, whatever, but they put over 30 points on that defense. The Seattle Seahawks, okay? Maybe Geno Smith is not as bad as we think. Now, the Bengals offense, their offensive line is trash, but what they did last week against the Ravens, their running back, first game over 5.8 rushing yards per carry against the Ravens. Ravens defense is better than the Seahawks. So that's all I'm going to say. Now, the Bengals, I'm going to pick them. And like I said, a lot of people was like, oh, why are you taking Seattle? Now, Seattle could have won that game, but at the last minute, the New Orleans Saints won. So their defense cannot play like how they're doing against teams like that. The Bengals are going to win this game because this team is better than the Seahawks. And that defense of New Orleans looked horrible, horrible, horrible. You don't play like that. And that's why Geno Smith, a lot of people, is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC. That is sad to say. So call me crazy. I'm taking the Bengals. It's not going to be because of their uniforms. It's because that defense did not look good against a bad Seahawks team. But anyway, go Bengals.
Well, I'm going in the Superdome. And I'm going to take the Saints beat the Bengals. Because with the Bengals offensive line, as we're playing, nope, I got to go with Saints.
Okay. So it's just me and
All
David.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm the only one to pick the Browns.
I'm the only one to pick the Dolphins.
That's all right.
Yeah,
We'll find out Sunday. We'll find out. That's all that matters.
Yep.
All right, now the game. This is the game of the week.
Yep.
Here we go.
Baltimore Ravens at the New York Giants.
All right, let's see what ITC says.
For the first time in a very long time, I'm actually confident heading into the game. I think we're gonna win.
Okay.
Giants.
All right, so he's got the Giants. All right, who's next?
David.
I think the Ravens are overrated and the Giants are underrated. I'm picking the Giants.
Okay,
Okay. Brian.
so it's Brian's next.
I agree. I totally agree with what David said. Ravens are overrated. Lamar Jackson's a great player for Madden football and stuff, but he's got to get a little bit better with the throwing. I know he can throw darts and stuff. And I know Giants are up and coming and they're hungry, and I think they are very underrated because of the last couple seasons. But overall, this game's going to probably be a big dogfight, and I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I got a feeling it's going to be the Ravens.
All right, so we got 2 Giants, 1 Ravens.
Brian. Not Brian.
Dina.
I'm taking the Giants.
All right, here we go. YTC's gonna like this. This is my trap game of the week. The Ravens are supposed to win this game. Everyone will be.
They're minus 5 favorites in Vegas right now. So yeah.
But for the first time, the New York Giants are going to be a trap. They will trap a team because no one is giving credit to this team. They're 4-1, just like the Vikings. They're 4-1. No one saw
Vikings
them
and Cowboys.
having this record. Barkley has proved me wrong this year. He's the leading rusher in the NFL by yards per game, and
and yards at their context. So yeah,
he had 5 total touchdowns this season. Daniel Jones is managing the game like a great game manager. It's just his wide receivers drop the ball too much. Everyone will pick the Ravens on this game because the Giants are finally going to get back to planet Earth. No, this is the trap game. Take the Giants, and guess what? Take the points under because the Giants' defense are going to do something just like the Bengals. The score is going to be low, defensive, and fun. Lamar is going to have a tough game. Trap game.
Under 45, all right.
And take the points below. Boom. My trap game of the week.
All right.
I'm taking the Giants.
Boom.
All right.
So
Brian's the only one, I guess.
Yeah. I think because they at home and also Daniel has been playing good. And
also,
Barkley.
I forgot to mention, we might have a shot at getting Leonard Williams and Aziz back this Sunday, and Wandell Robinson. We're getting reinforcements on Sunday.
Giants Nation should be happy. That's right.
We're getting our biggest run stuffer back, Leonard Williams, so that's good. And Aziz, that didn't play on Sunday.
All right.
Next game is Tampa Bay at Pittsburgh.
Oh, easy answer. Give me Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh is abysmal this year.
David.
Well, I'm taking the Bucks. Although I think it'll be, I think it'll be a 1-score win, but I'm still taking the Bucks.
Yeah, the Succaneers and the Squealers.
That's right. Succaneers, that's a good one.
Yeah, Succaneers and Squealers. Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to go Tampa Bay right now. I don't think Pittsburgh overall has a good franchise. They have a good team, but right now they're just not clicking just yet.
Yeah, they're down bad right now.
So, and I don't think they're going to do much better than what they're doing right now for the rest of the season. So I'm going Tampa Bay, even though Tom Brady's going through his own struggles in his head. I'm going to go Tampa Bay.
Dina.
I can't stand them, but I'm gonna take Tampa Bay over Pitt because I just don't like what's going on with Pitt. They don't look cohesive enough this year at all.
For sure.
So I got Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, they're not the same team they once were. They struggled against Atlanta. But the Steelers, in the offseason, I was so concerned. Like I was telling me, like this division is so confusing. And unfortunately, the Steelers have underachieved. Why? Because they do not have a competent quarterback. And it doesn't matter Kenny Pickett, it doesn't matter Mitch Trubisky. That's what you need, a competent quarterback, because their defense is not bad. They have a lot of Pro Bowlers, good players. They got a good running back. Their offensive line is good. They always have good receivers. The quarterback is the problem, and that's going to hurt them in the long term. This is going to be the first time Mike Tomlin's going to have a losing season. Take the Buccaneers.
Okay. Sorry, Steelers. I'm going with Tampa Bay. And my brother-in-law, if you're out there, my sister, sorry, you're still gonna lose. I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Now we got the afternoon games.
Yeah. Next, Carolina at LA Rams.
Oh, they're in LA.
Oh, give me the Rams, but barely, because their offense is abysmal right now with that O-line and no supporting cast outside of Cooper Kupp.
They said
barely.
They said on the round table that they were going to play in Carolina. They lied to me.
No, this is in LA. The game's in LA. I looked at it.
All right. Okay. So, sorry.
David?
Yep, David.
Let's see. The games in LA and Carolina Panthers are chicken juice, so I'm going with the Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also they fired their head coach, so it's going to be chaos. They're tanking this year for a quarterback now.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm going to go a little opposite. It's not necessarily my pick, but when you lose a head coach, sometimes the team, whoever comes in, they want to fight really hard to prove that to themselves as a unit that they're garbage. They're not garbage. That the coach was the problem. So this game to me feels like a toss-up because the Rams don't seem like they're ready for this season. And Carolina, they're so bad right now, but because what just happened, they don't want to keep losing games. So I think Carolina is going to be very hungry. And I really just don't believe in Matthew Stafford. I think there's more injuries to him. So if I had a pick, I want to tie again, but I'm going to give you guys a real if I had a pick, I'm going to say Carolina. I really am.
Okay. Dina?
I'm saying Carolina only because, well, for two reasons. I can't stand the Rams. That's one. The other reason is the Rams just did not look like the sorry ass Rams. They look sorrier.
Oh.
Oh damn.
I mean, no, sorry, I don't mean to be offensive, but yeah, they look sorrier. And I'm sick of Kupp doing all the runs. I'm sick of what's his name on defense? Darnold.
Aaron Donald, yeah.
Yeah, he makes me ill.
Choking players out, I know.
Yeah, he just makes me ill. And I don't know, he looked like he was slowing down a little bit out there. He wasn't his normal self. So either the Rams got something to prove this week, but I'm going to take Carolina only because I can't stand the sorrier Rams.
All right. I'm gonna take the Rams. I'm gonna give them the whole home field advantage. Now, in the NFC West network, roundtable, whatever, those guys anyway. I'm not gonna even go there. But the point of the matter is that this game is a toss-up. Now the Panthers against our defense. Our defense is the best defense in the NFL. That's just every team's gonna have problems with our defense.
Mhm.
The Rams defense, they have problems. Matthew Stafford has real arm fatigue. He has real arm. He did not throw deep against the 49ers. He did not go deep. Okay. And when he did go deep, it was inaccurate and not even on touch. But I'm going to take the Rams. This is going to be a very close game. I don't think there will be a lot of points in this game. Probably at the highest, will be 23, 24 points. The Panthers are frauds, and I don't care because their coach, got fired. PJ Walker is your starting quarterback. That's how bad.
Oh, hell no.
That's how
Oh,
bad.
hell no. It's over.
So I'm taking the Rams, but it's be a close
Oh,
one.
hell no. PJ Walker,
Yeah.
XFL legend.
So, anyway.
Yeah, and that reason I'm taking the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I want them to lose. I want the Rams to lose.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
But Carolina's down with quarterback situation there.
Yeah.
All right.
They're hurting that quarterback. Because
Allegedly.
Dog it. Why can't I get his name?
Baker Mayfield?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's out.
The pastry chef's out. Yep. Yeah. Calling the pastry chef, cooks nothing but apple turnovers.
The Rams do. Their offensive line sucks real badly.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford's taking a beating.
All right.
And they are what I thought he was gonna be. He's back. I think he feels like he's back in Detroit again.
Oh, Stafford.
Because they out before the Rams got Stafford, and
they were practically the same. Even with Goff, it was McVay's the whole thing. They were practically the same.
And I was having arguments with all our because everybody wanted Stafford.
They probably would have still won the Super Bowl even with Goff in that Super Bowl too. So it was just a matter of defense and coaching. That's why they won that Super Bowl. Stafford didn't really implicate anything. It was Cooper Kupp as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but along this way, that ain't gonna last a year if they don't get that awful line correct. But I'm going with the Rams.
All right.
And I wonder, is Carolina fans gonna be able to take over? So far,
that's actually a fun question. Will the Panthers take?
Well, I'm gonna answer that with another question, Corey. Can the Chargers fill up SoFi Stadium?
Chargers.
Oh
yeah, because our team played the Chargers in 3 weeks.
Yep, and that shit's gonna be nothing but red, deep red,
right.
And a few patches of blue.
Okay.
So the next game, I'm gonna shock everybody.
Next game is Arizona at Seattle. So,
you know what? I'm taking this is one of my upsets. The Cardinals. This was one of my upsets as well.
David.
I was just laughing at a guy putting an LS motor together. This is kind of a toss-up.
The chicken battle.
Yep.
The battle of the chickens.
Sea chickens versus the red chickens. I mean, it's
the red flies versus
the sea chickens versus the recards.
I call them the sea roosters versus the red flies. But anyway,
or the retarded.
Eggs are going to get broke. So someone's getting barbecued in this one. That's for sure.
That's true.
Yo, somebody really came up with the name the Arizona Retardinals. I was done when I saw that name, the Retardinals.
All right.
I'm gonna have to pick the sea chickens because they're at home.
Yep.
Even though they don't have a defense, they have like the local high school team out there. But I'm gonna have to pick the sea chickens.
Oh yeah, I'm still taking the Cardinals though.
All day, all damn day said Panthers win
because Baker isn't starting. No,
it's a toss-up
because it's a toss-up.
It's still a toss-up game, but I still got them anyway.
Brian.
Well, isn't it? I know these are our two divisional opponents, but isn't this like kind of weird? It's like a full circle with the West. Like we
Yeah.
beat the Rams, the Seahawks seem to beat us. The Rams can't beat the Rams beat Seattle, and the Cardinals end up
Arizona.
beating. Arizona ends up
I don't
beating
like.
Seattle.
Basically every team owns somebody. We own
So
the Rams.
So I'm gonna take the Cardinals over.
Cardinals. The
Yeah.
Cardinals and Seahawks always split, and for whatever the reason, the same thing. Like every team owns somebody.
yeah, so
The Cardinals.
I know it's up in Seattle. I know this is the 12th man and all that hype and stuff, but I'm trying to stop thinking about the hype. And I know this is a new era. And I like to kind of just really go with my my gut instinct here. Arizona's been losing for the last couple of weeks, and they should have been winning some of these games.
Mhm.
If they don't pull off a win here soon, they're gonna kiss their season goodbye. So
Facts.
I'm going Arizona.
What's good, Jay in the
What's
Bay?
good?
But yeah, I'm taking the Ricard.
Yeah, Jay in the Bay, what up? And this Niners all damn day. What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Look at those
All right.
two.
So,
Yeah.
But yeah,
okay.
give me the Ricards. But yeah.
Okay. So, Odina.
Yeah, Dina.
I'm really feeling some kind of way. You keep forgetting that the beautiful here. Yeah, I'm lost. I'm going with the Redbirds.
Okay. All right, here we go. Now, here's my hot take of the week, and I blame the NFC West Roundtable. If CG's listening, if Peyo's listening, and the AC.
Why would CG need to listen? He's a secret Eagles fan. Remember.
I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks, and I cannot stand the Seahawks. I want people to know that on record. The Cardinals have been playing awful football all year. Kyler Murray has been forced to pick up that team. Their defense is not as good as I thought. Their offensive line is trash. They don't have Hopkins back. So you put 2 and 2 together. They're also playing in Seattle. It's a tough place to play. It doesn't matter who you are. It's a tough place to play in Seattle. Geno Smith has been balling out somehow. Their defense is trash. Everyone is supposed to say this is a divisional game, and I'm going to stand by this. And then I want the NFC Roundtable to go suck fish sticks or whatever, because they were mocking me in the chat. I'm taking Seattle, and I am not going to change my mind. So I got the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Now, this one was tough for me, and I'm wondering, is AZ Sports, is he gonna keep his mustache?
Oh, he's gonna lose that mustache.
Or is he gonna have to
He's gonna
shave it
lose
off?
that mustache. And I'm rooting for him.
He
to lose
made
that
a
mustache.
bet.
Talking all that smack.
He made a bet with
Sheesh.
Squabble.
Noah Squabble.
Hey, Squabble,
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you, man. I want that mustache off. He was talking smack to me.
Squabble.
I like Squabble.
Squabble's actually funny to watch, dude. I
like Squabble. That dude is like, I don't know how to describe him, but
I look forward to what he's going to say week 8.
I would have fun with him. That's all I'm going to say. It's hard to describe how his energy is.
Well, if he's that energy fun, I wonder what he's going to say week 8, but we'll see from when that happens.
No. Anyway, I got the Seahawks.
And so,
oh, here comes a tough one.
Yeah, the next one's a tough one.
Who you got, Corey?
This was I wish both teams lose, but
You can always say tie.
Yeah,
Go
the
with
good
you for
old
the tie.
tie. You never know.
I can still happen.
And listen, it happened. Hey, listen, I saw a primetime game where both kickers were missing back and forth, and it was a field goal festival, and that ended in a tie, I believe, between the Cardinals and Seahawks. It's happened before.
I remember, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago? I was watching the Seahawks and the Rams. I mean, the Seahawks and the Cardinals. It went to overtime. Both teams were struggling in overtime, and the Cardinals at the last moment with kicked the field goal at the end and got the victory. Like I said, when it comes to Seattle and the Seahawks, it's a competitive match. Those games never end.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm picking
They
Seattle.
go overtime for some reason, yeah.
I'm picking Seattle.
These games.
okay, Jay the Bay, if he's still there, and not a game. Who y'all pick out of this game? Arizona and Seattle.
Mhm.
Type it in. Tell me who you want. Jay in the Bay.
Mm-hmm.
You want? Do you think Arizona gonna win, or do you think Seattle gonna win?
Just go with your gut. That's like, hey, like last week I screwed up. I should have went with the Giants in my gut, and the Giants won. So I'm going with my guts, and my gut's telling me the Seahawks are gonna get in.
I might go with someone the Cardinals for some reason, but yeah,
it can go either way. I mean, like I said, it can go either way.
Mm-hmm.
Go either way.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. I'm going with Seattle.
Yeah.
So AZ,
your mustache coming off.
Your mustache is coming off, man.
You shave that face, boy.
GG, if you out there, tape is on your thing. Pin this. This conversation.
He said, yeah, he said that the Cardinals are going to score 35-13. He had the audacity to say that. I said, you're wrong. Anyway.
Seattle going to win.
Next one is a tough one.
Oh, yeah, that's the game. That's the real game of the week.
Buffalo Bills
versus
at Kansas City.
Yep, the rematch of the AFC divisional round, the coin toss game. But yeah, give me Buffalo. I'll take Buffalo, yeah, to get their revenge after the AFC divisional game.
David?
I'm taking the Chiefs.
Okay.
Because I honestly think that Buffalo is going to beat them in the playoffs.
Okay, Brian.
I agree with David. I think they're going to beat them in the playoffs, but I also think they're going to beat them this week. This is that game that they wanted. They wanted for the last couple months. This is all that's been on their mind. This is their Super Bowl at this point. If they can get past Kansas City, then they're going to have a really good confidence level of themselves. That the whole team's going to be like, we're untouchable after this. It's the same thing. If we can beat Kansas City in 2 weeks, we're going to have that same kind of atmosphere around us. That's
going to have the same feeling who beat the Ravens. I know that for sure.
Exactly. So I'm going to go Buffalo. I think Josh Allen's going to have a huge game. I think it's going to be a shootout. Both teams are going to be going back and forth. But I don't think Kansas City's going to pull this one off, even though it's at home and they got one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL. I think this one, Bill Mafia is coming to town.
Oh yeah, Bill's Mafia comes in swarms for sure.
Dina?
Taking Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All
right. So, looking at the strength of schedule, they started off the year, they blew out the Rams, they blew out the Titans. Their only loss was against a divisional opponent because divisional games, and they only lost by 2 points. It was a really competitive game. They blew out the Steelers, and the only game that was close was against the Ravens.
Yeah, they came back from a 320 deficit.
Now, I'm going to choose the Bills because of that. The way they've been beating their opponents, this Bills team, they're showing why everyone is picking them to go.
Yeah, to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah, they're Super Bowl team now.
Doing their job. Of course, they're not going to blow out every opponent. They're going to lose some games. But at the end of the day, this Bills team is really good. I'm going to choose the Bills.
I want to be. Every time, I'm going to go Buffalo Tears. I almost went Kansas City, but Kansas City sometimes have a problem starting slow. And sometimes when you start off slow, it's hard to come back. They can't keep on doing this, let another team take the lead and come back and beat them.
Yeah.
I'm going Buffalo too.
All right.
I almost went KC, but then I'm thinking about how they first started off with the Raiders. They was slow and can't have that. Okay. Next game is the undefeated team.
Yep. The third best match of the week.
The Dallas Cowboys 4-1 against the Philadelphia Eagles at 5-0.
YTC, he starts.
I'm rooting for a tie.
He's rooting for the tie. I knew it. He's like, I do not like those teams. My Giants are the best.
I hope the tie happy. Exactly. New York versus everybody. But anyway, this was one of my other upsets of the week. I'm taking the Cowboys to upset the Eagles. They own them on primetime for some reason, and they play really well against the division.
Yep.
The Cowboys. I'm not going to lie to you.
All right.
David.
Oh man.
The Sheagles and the Cow Patties.
I'm just like, do I have to?
You don't have to.
The tie.
Wow. Cow patties versus the Kegels.
The Kegels.
Well, do you remember the Kegels, the kangaroo and an eagle mix?
Oh, wow.
The Kegels.
That is true. That is true.
But, wow, this is, oh man, this is so hard to pick. I'm going to pick, okay, hold on, flipping a coin.
Flipping the coin.
And it's the Cowboys.
Okay. Brian.
Okay, so I had three toss-ups or three ties for the week that I really don't care. The Cardinals and Rams. I don't care who really. The Carolina and the Rams. I don't care if they tie. Arizona and Seattle, the same thing. I would really like to see a tie. And this game is the same thing. Dallas and Philadelphia. I don't want to see Philadelphia, go undefeated. I don't believe that they're as good as they just. Playing. But I hate the Cowboys. There's probably not. I can't think of too many other teams on one hand that I hate more than the Cowboys. Yeah, if you're a Niner fan, you definitely have to have a issue with the Cowboys, the Packers. You gotta have an issue with the Ravens, the Raiders. YTC, I like you, but we still have to have an issue with the Giants a little bit. We gotta have
that is true. That is true. Like the Niners.
It's cool you guys think of us in that late. I know our rivalry in the 90s.
I think the Niners are the only team in the West Coast that has more rivalries out east than the West.
Yeah.
Well, this is one thing too. Like I've said it in the past, maybe not. You guys have heard it and maybe not, but the Niners and the Redskins don't seem to trade.
Whoa!
Anyway.
Go.
Brian,
you there?
Oh, it's Mike.
We lost Brian.
Did Dunbar take him? I'll stop.
All right, let's come back to him.
Yeah, Dina.
Well, yeah, I took the Cowboys because they own them on primetime. And also, the last time we saw those two on primetime, the Cowboys completely pound them on blowouts.
Yeah.
And also because that defense is going to be a problem for Jalen Hurts. Now he's going up against a real defense. That's going to be a problem for him.
Yeah. The Philadelphia Pigeons. I detest them with all my being.
Living in the hornet's nest.
Oh yeah, it's okay. I'll take Dallas. Like I said, I would take Pop Warner football over Philly.
No, but for me, I hate the Eagles more than the Cowboys. It's the Eagles, Cowboys, and then the bottom tier Washington because they're just there. Washington, they're just there.
All right. Okay, so because this is a pick'ems and I have to pick a team, I would like this game to be a tie. The Eagles, the Cowboys, the Packers, the Raiders, and I forgot which is the other team. But they are in the top 5 of teams that I cannot stand for whatever the reason. Oh, and the Broncos, because my buddy's a Raider fan, and Broncos fans.
Packers are on my list too, but
Broncos fans
Patriots and Packers are on my top 5.
This is true. When Broncos fans come, they always fight. They always want to fight, and they even fight Niner fans for some reason. But
I know.
But this is a big one.
But yeah,
I'm sorry, BPS, my boy. You know, he's a good dude. Your Eagles are probably going to lose their first game of the year. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say nothing. All I'm saying is that
big penalty slay.
Eagles will finally lose.
Okay. Dallas got good defense.
Yeah.
Eagles been playing good. I'm finally going to see Eagles play, see what they all about. You know, haven't been seen in their games. But, you know, I got to go with Cowboys over the Eagles.
I'm only doing this for my boy Valix. I'm only doing it for my boy Valix. Valix is the only guy you should root for.
Well, I'm taking the lesser.
Not the team.
I'm taking the lesser. Yeah, I'm not rooting for the team. I'm rooting for him. I'm taking the lesser evil. I'm taking the lesser evil.
Cowgirls.
Yeah, I'm taking the lesser evil. Fuck Philly.
Shout out to Valix. This is your win. This is not your team. It's your win. All right.
Fuck Philly, but yeah.
All right.
I'm taking the lesser evil.
We lost Brian.
Oh no.
I don't see him. Haven't came back in yet. Oh, here he is. He's coming back.
He's back.
Urgency.
Come on, Brian.
He's back.
Brian's back.
There's the little one.
And he got a little one with him.
The little one.
Yep.
Hello, little one.
Hi, Brian's son. Is that your daughter or son?
Hello?
It's my girl. I only have girls. It's Holly. Say hi, Holly.
Hi, Holly.
Hi, Holly.
Hi.
She can't talk. she says words, but it's like mommy and daddy. I must have fell out. I apologize to everyone. Here in the valley we have Metro, and yeah, it's my cell service. So yeah, if I have to pick somebody, I'm gonna pick Philadelphia, and I don't want him to win. I don't want him to win, but right now, yeah, I don't believe in Cooper Rush. I know Dallas, but see, that's the problem. Dallas is trying to say a lot of people are trying to say Dallas has the number 1 defense, and I want the Niners to prove that wrong this weekend. So
no, the Niners have a good defense. They just have a good front 7 right now, but it's not better than the Niners.
Oh man, BPS is happy right now. BPS is happy right now.
So yeah, I would love to see a tie, but if it's not a tie, I'm going for Philly.
It is what it is.
Korey, it would be cool if you came check my live feed out after this. Okay. Yeah, I've been checking you out. I've been seeing Dave and Brian on there.
Yeah. I really want to go on Niner Gang Wolfcast, but I got to be up early in the morning, so I'll probably miss this one. But hey, Wolfcast, I'll be waiting for your next live stream. I promise. I'll hop on.
Okay, so that's in a Sunday. Now, are you ready for some football?
Monday night.
Are you ready for party?
Man, I wish they'd go back to Hank Williams Jr. I love that one.
Okay, Denver at LA Chargers.
Boo! Another trash Monday night game. Only because the Broncos are leaning it, but yeah. The Donkeys versus the Apple Chargers. But yeah, I'm taking the Apple Chargers.
Nah. They're known as the Bolts.
You know the Apple Chargers. You have the Bolts of Apple Chargers.
The Bolts.
Because they break easy.
All right.
Just like Justin. No, I'm not going to go there. His ribs.
Speaking of the Jets, you know. Like,
don't stop on my account.
And speaking of the
Apple
Jets,
Chargers, they break easy.
we have to remember, everyone here in the panel, I think we all agree, like, the New York Giants, they do not play in the state of New York.
Okay. No, you have to take that up with a lot of teams. You might as well call a lot of teams.
And you can say we play in Santa Clara. So I wanted to for you.
Oh, then you guys, then there's the double standard there. You change your name to Santa Clara Niners, and we'll do the equally same.
Anyway,
and that's fine. We can do that. It could be Santa Clara 49ers, but we don't have to mess with the SF on the helmet because it's Santa Clara 49ers, right? We can still have the S.
Oh, yeah.
SC. SC. Hey, listen, ain't nothing different. The Y in our helmet already looks like a J to begin with. All we have to do is just take out the left part of the Y. And anything, we can just refer to the Giants, where it just says Giants only. We don't have to put NY on the thing no more. Just say Giants.
Anyway.
Bring those old school uniforms.
Okay, so the Broncos versus the Chargers.
We get Chargers.
All right, Chargers.
David.
Chargers. Broncos suck.
David, I'm not gonna say it, but David knows what happened on Thursday of last week.
Yeah,
that's what happens when you let Russ cook, and their only highlight was
let Russ cook.
Oh, sleep. That was so lame.
And he fell asleep on stream.
I did. I fell asleep.
I thought someone was goofing around.
This man fell asleep on stream.
I thought someone was goofing around. I thought it was undisputed, being who he is.
No, but it was. I'm like, is this man sleeping? I'm like, oh, he's really sleeping on stream. He pulled a Jonas. He pulled a whole Jonah on the stream.
All right.
All right. So my prediction is the Chargers, and my overall prediction for the game is 40 points. I think the Chargers will score like 30 points, and Broncos might score 10. And
wow.
Garbage time. Yep, garbage time just to cover the spread. Yeah, those games.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chargers.
Mm-hmm. So, in the final game of the week, the Monday Night Football, the Broncos are frauds. They're not a Super Bowl contender. The way they've been playing, even when they played us, they only had 11 points.
Yeah,
they played really awful.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson also had 3 turnovers in that game. It really shows you how horrible that Thursday Night Football game was. But I'm going to choose the Chargers because the Chargers' offense is explosive. They have a lot of good weapons. Herbert is able to extend plays. Of course, they're missing a lot of players on defense, but the Broncos' offense, like if they do not fire Hackett at the end of the year, because they brought in Hackett. A lot of people don't. They brought in Hackett because they were trying to get Aaron Rodgers, and when Aaron Rodgers signed, they thought they could bring Russell Wilson. They think, no, they're 2 different quarterbacks. They're 2 different quarterbacks. The offense for Russell Wilson, he looks clueless. He does not know what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to find a coach for Russell Wilson next year. Then they'll finally.
Yeah, he's washed.
But
yeah,
this is a bad situation. Of course, the Broncos also sold their team, and they have a lot of issues going on outside of the game of football, and the product is showing. They should be with the same record with the Raiders. So yeah, I got the Chargers.
Now this is a little bit of a joke, but you guys have a little bit more information sometimes than I do, or maybe we have the same amount in just different areas. But I know I seen a meme a couple months ago when the Broncos got sold, and I seen the same meme, and it was with the Rams. So does Walmart own the Broncos and the Rams? Because the Broncos are now owned by Walmart.
Yeah.
And supposedly Walmart also owns the Rams.
Really?
So I don't know if you guys can confirm that, or I'll do some more research.
So the Rams owner, besides owning the Rams, he also has investments with Salt Lake and Colorado MLS teams. Walmart has no affiliation with those MLS teams, so there's no connection with that because
only the Broncos.
Yeah. So, and I did not know. Also, the Rams owner also has stock with Denver with the hockey team. So it's so
the Avs. Yeah, the Avs.
LA team. Well, you were in St. Louis, but you own a lot of teams out there in the professional market, and I won't be surprised if they even have stock with the Nuggets. So that that owner, either he's a super rich dude or he's just lucky to be part of those franchises. But Walmart has no affiliation with any other MLS, NBA, NHL team, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I seen a meme, so I wasn't sure about it. I don't know if someone's being funny, but I seen it several times, and it shows the Walmart, logo, and it shows Denver Broncos, and it shows the Rams logo, and I'm like, that don't make no sense. But then after I started reading a little bit more, I know the Broncos owner has ties to Walmart. He's like part owner, and I was like, well, maybe Walmart and the Rams, maybe the Rams owner, donated a bunch of money, or maybe has a bunch of stock or something. So I just wanted to know if you guys had heard anything.
Yeah, I do know the Rams owner owns a lot of the Denver markets sports franchise. Let's see, what's his name? Stan Kroenke. So this is what Stan Kroenke owns. So this is a big list. So bear with me. Chairman and CEO of the Kroenke Sports and Entertainment, founder of Kroenke Sports Group. He owns a real estate company. He's owner of Arsenal, my favorite English soccer team. Owner of the minor league Arsenal minor league soccer team. Owns the Rams. Owner of the Nuggets, Colorado Avalanche, Colorado Rapids, Colorado what's that sport? Lacrosse. To Colorado Moffitt, LA the LA the indoor LA that football team, the LA Granadas, which is it's one of those 3D fan football leagues. Owner of another company. This guy has a lot of money invested. This guy is not. It does not say that he is with the Walmart family, but he has a lot of investment in the Denver area, and I'm shocked that he does not have any type of ownership of the Denver Broncos, because the Nuggets, Avalanche, and Rapids. The Nuggets are probably $1 billion. Avalanche $1 billion. The MLS team is worth $200 million. So just looking at the worth of those three franchises in the Denver area, this guy has a lot of money to own all that. And I did not know he owned Arsenal. He's the owner of Arsenal.
Dina?
What? He just blew my mind with that list. Yeah, I'm. Oh God, I still have the Chargers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And John Jay, you said the Chargers too, right?
Yep.
And I say the Chargers too.
Yeah.
Denver been letting me down.
So all of us Chargers, right?
Russell Wilson been letting me down.
Yep. Nice.
And I hope this Monday night game, is worth watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo,
I don't. Last week's Monday night game, they blacked out for some reason, so I didn't. That was the only game I have not seen this year.
I mean, the last Monday night, between the Chiefs and Raiders was actually entertaining compared to the Broncos and Colts.
Oh, that's why it was the Raiders. We cannot watch any team associated because the Raiders still have a 50-year lease on the television market. That's why they did not show it.
But yeah, I saw the game. That's why. It was much more entertaining than the other ones. So yeah,
sense why they're out there, but their TV rights is still in Oakland.
Yeah, and it's nationally televised on ESPN. Why is it not showing on ESPN over there too? It's nationally televised.
So a lot of people we have three. So we have NBC Bay Area, which is basically the San Francisco only. We got NBC California, which goes from Sacramento to the LA, but that's only seen in the East Bay for some reason. And then we have, of course, CBS Bay Area here in the Bay Area. They are the part of the network that broadcasts Raiders games. So it goes by those TV deals. And again, so That's why if you live in San Francisco, you only get channels that you're able to see. But if you go to the East Bay, you cannot get any content. So say nationally, if the Raiders were still in the Bay Area, we're able to see that. But because they're in Las Vegas, Oakland is the only market that was able to watch the Raiders on ABC.
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause that's really weird because I live in Stockton and we're like 60 miles away from Oakland. So when Oakland was getting blacked out and they were doing the blackout thing, we couldn't see the game in Stockton, California.
I know because something stupid like
But you
because
said, but did I hear you wrong? Or maybe I heard you right. You said San Francisco, Daly City, Oakland could see the games?
so when the Raiders were here, because the broadcast television, which is free for everyone, if you're able to have a signal on the all the antennas, so we got one here in the city, there's one somewhere in the East Bay, and then one in San Jose. So you're able to see the entire. But because the Raiders are in Nevada, that's not the Bay Area. But I had my
Okay, so that's what I'm confused about because when they were in Oakland,
yeah.
there was a blackout. Anybody 60 miles, anywhere close to Oakland, 60 miles in or out, couldn't see the game. So now that they're in Oakland, now they're in Las Vegas, you can see the game.
So I don't know if you saw that interview with me and Vern Glenn. Do you know who Vern Glenn is, Brian?
I've heard his name. I don't know if I've seen the interview or not.
Yeah.
But,
he used to work for Cron 4 News, which is in San Francisco. Now he works for CBS or KPIX News. That. So he told me when he was working with Cron 4, he had a lot of friends on the KTVU, Fox, Cron 4, CBS, ABC, the Bay Area. So because CBS is they put the money to the AFC, and the Raiders were in AFC. They basically, in 1990, signed a 50-year contract with CBS and CBS Bay Area for people who lived in Oakland to watch the Raiders game. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that way. So it's like Fox and KTVU, one of the Bay Areas. They're Fox. Fox has that's why during preseason it's flipped. Raiders play on Fox in the preseason, and Niners play on CBS. They flip it. TV is the deals are very confusing. You have to understand, that money stuff.
And overall, 30 points. I picked 30 points.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's your thought on Las Vegas receiver Devontae Adams pushing that photographer?
No. The whole photographer thing, it was just him being a sore loser and being, frustrated. That's all I saw it as well.
Yeah. David?
I saw a immature man that needs to grow up is what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw a man behaving very, very much like an ass. Okay. He needed to really check himself. That was uncalled for. It was very uncalled for. It's being a sore loser.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, sore loser.
Brian, you gone again, huh? Yeah, we lost Brian again.
Brian left again? All right.
It is.
Yeah,
probably might be something with the kids, but whatever. Yeah.
So I saw that video only because CG uploaded on his second channel where Devontae Adams. I don't know what happened before that. And again, I look at it very different. Like your team lost, in that manner, So of course, the heat of the moment, etc. And of course, he walked, he pushed somebody. And I get it. Like no athlete should show their frustration, and take their anger out at a person who's doing their job, taking pictures or holding a camera, recording, the footage. I get that, and I kind of have like mixed feelings because, of course, I want to side with the players, but again, if you're angry, you're frustrated, go in the locker room, punch the locker room doors, like take your anger out. So because then you still have to talk to the media, and the media is going to ask you a way. So like all he had to do was like just walk around, whatever. But I'm a person. It's like it doesn't matter who you are. You don't put your hands on another person, and just because oh, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, bad things, some bad stuff. Oh, I'm angry. You don't put your frustrations, your personal stuff, and you take that anger, that force on somebody else. So that's how I see it. Is he immature? He's 27. You should be already at already that mentality because for men, mentally, what you're like 24 and under men are a little bit like not there yet. Around 25 men start to more mature at 25. They start to relax a little bit, they start to change a little bit, but he's 27 years old, so I'm not going to excuse him, but I understand he was frustrated, he was mad the team lost, but again, you don't do that. That's just how I feel, my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, Brian. I was talking about Devontae Adams. We were talking about put you different top for.
Yeah, he's definitely like you guys have heard me before. I think when you put your hands on somebody physically, you have mentally lost the battle. People can call you whatever they want to call you, but it's your decision to become physical. When they become physical with you, then yeah, there's really no rules after that. You want to bite their nose or their ear when it's a fight, it's a fight, but you don't have to necessarily go physical. You don't have to start it. It's kind of like what happened with like the Warriors player. I'm thinking of his name right now. Green.
Yeah.
He walked across the thing, chest
Yeah.
bumped the guy, chest bumped him or whatever, chest bumped him. He and then he launched at him with the fist. That's premeditated. When you're thinking about hitting somebody, you're already thinking about doing it. Sometimes it's just reaction. I get it, but yeah, Devonte Adams, you get paid millions of dollars, man. If I call you a bum from the stands, I don't care what you think of me. You get paid millions of dollars. Go catch the ball. Reporters ask you questions. That's their job. You can say no questions, or you can say next or whatever. And at the end of the day, it's your mentality, your maturity level. I think you guys nailed it. When you get a little older, maybe you get a little bit more cleaner, you get a little bit more understandable. And I think everybody evolves or matures at their own level. But yeah, he's went from a championship roster, a Super Bowl contender, to the Raiders. The Raiders aren't completely trash, but they're not the Green Bay Packers right now, and that's going to take him a long time to cope with that. And until he can realize what his place is to run out there and catch the ball, and he should be really happy that he's catching it from his college quarterback, and not having to catch it from somebody that he doesn't know. Because at this point, at least he has somebody on the team he knows. So yeah, I'm not pro violence. I'm a pacifist. If you pass the fist towards me, I'm gonna pass it back. But I'm not for violence.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, here we go.
Mhm.
I say he messed up. He's on, and now this guy's gonna sue him.
Yep.
This guy's going for money.
Yeah.
It was just a shove. But
Mhm.
you can't do
damn
that.
well. Hey, listen, I probably would have done the same thing too. You're making millions of me. I'm getting some compensation out of this
Of course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
So he
Now,
went to the hospital
shit. Get some competition.
I
and
know,
went to the
like
police.
now. Yeah. I'm sorry, Korey.
And so now they charging him. But I don't know what's gonna happen if
Mhm.
he's gonna get suspended
Yeah.
or anything yet. Haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I know,
What the
and
NFL gonna do?
yeah, and I don't want to make any excuses, because but unfortunately, we live in a world where all these excuses, yada yada. Because like a good example, like when I was 11, like 2000, that year, I remember that like people would always like scrap with one another. People were heated, people would push each other, and people, like they would squash it like immediately, like after a little beef, they squashed it. But as time has moved on, people have been told, like if someone puts your hands on you, you have to sue them. And, of course, Devontae's making a lot of money, the person's going to sue him. We'll see what happens again, because you can sue anyone, but the judge has to make a final decision on, or if you need a jury for them to make the decision. Like suing someone is not like they're going to get money. Again, the law system, and YTC, we talked about it all the time. The law is subjective. The law is subjective. It is.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, and money talks. Like Devontae. Hey, I have millions of. All right, you want to sue me? I'm gonna get these great lawyers, and they're gonna do what lawyers do. Lawyers are also a joke, in my opinion, because they take people's misery and take money from people. It's just idiotic. But that's our legal system. So when it comes to suing, I can say I'm gonna sue you, but I can still lose. I can still lose even if the person did something bad to me, because that's how it is. And I love this phrase. That's almost. It's not about the facts. It's what the lawyers can prove to the jury and the judge. So, for example, my buddy always does this. All right, this guy was assaulted. He was assaulted. Went to the hospital. Oh, I'm going to sue you. And then the lawyers of the defendant. Yes, he went to the hospital. He got hurt by my client. But this is what happened. And they can convince and twist the story. And they're just, oh, okay, that's why you did that. It's not right. But I'm going to let you go scot-free. It's not about the facts. It's about what the lawyers can prove. That's why the best lawyers know how to convince a jury. Yes, my client may be someone who's unethical, but I'm going to prove to you that I'm a good lawyer, and you're going to put this guy scot-free. Welcome to the law. The law is subjective. It's sad.
Well, it's not all like what you said. It's about the verbiage. If they can say in certain words that their client was innocent or was justified for their actions because their countersuit was trying to interrogate, and trying to infuriate them and trying to antagonize them into a altercation, then yes, a good lawyer should be able to, beat a weaker lawyer or, get through it. You spend a little bit more money, you get a better car. You spend a little bit more money, you get a better lawyer. But at the end of the day, right is right. And we all, I mean, in the 90s, yeah, you could fight a little bit more. Maybe in the 80s, you could fight a little bit more. 70s, whatever, somebody could get their butt kicked and nobody would know about it. I know we've all watched movies, Angels in the Outfield, Rookie of the Year, reporters getting punched in the face and all that happening was a fine and they had to pay a little bit of money. But nowadays, there's too much media. There's too much, secret videotapes, and you don't know when you're being recorded. We could be recorded right now. I mean, we are being recorded.
Yeah.
So
that's 100% true. Like
it's all in perception. So like what I know we don't want to keep talking about this, but like what kind of happened with Kinlaw, what happened with the Warriors, what happened with I mean, if we didn't have the media, we wouldn't know this. And like the regular beat writers wouldn't be putting this in their articles. They'd be saying, oh, Jimmy Garoppolo threw for this, Trey Lance threw for this. We wouldn't hear about all this extra fighting on the side because that's not good media, So right now, people are looking for those juicy bites. They are looking for those fights. It's a 11-minute or 11-second film or something they can watch real quick and form an opinion. And that's not necessarily right. We know Michael Jordan punched people too. Kobe Bryant talked shit to a lot of people. Shaq wasn't necessarily the best player. LeBron gets players cut. And that's just in basketball. We could start going into football and stuff and we could be here all night. But over and over, it's the media. If the media wasn't involved, we wouldn't know.
Yep.
So it's like, if me and you were, hanging out or something and we got into a fight, that wouldn't happen. But if we was to, no one's going to know it unless somebody posts it or somebody says something about it, So at the end of the day, I think we just all fans, fanatics, all media, we need to relax a little bit.
Shifty?
Yeah. And you said it like, 100%, like I remember when the Giants had Barry Bonds and Jeff Ken, and everyone knew, like the media, like, and this is something really true. And again, like, I was very close to the San Francisco Giants organization because of my work. But there was a player called Nate Shearholes. Nate Shearholes. He played in 2007 to 2012, part
Yep.
of the 2010, World Series, and I think also with 2012. Anyway, so Nate Shearholes, a lot of fans would go there because he would walk into the dugout store, the San Francisco Giants dugout store, and he would treat the staff. He would say, "All right, hey, because I'm making a lot of money, I want to treat these hard workers." And he would tell the manager to let the workers get some stuff, and if there's any fans in there, he would treat them. Nice guy, the nicest dude. I knew all the security guards because of a mutual friend that I have with them. And Nate Shearholes, I and one of the security guards, we're talking, we're having fun. And this is not known unless you know the Giants of that team. So Grant Cohen's father has been covering Bay Area sports for a long time. Well, one time Grant Cohen's father did something the most stupidest thing, and Nate Shearholes has the proof, and he has a story. This is what he said. He says a reporter walked into Bruce Bochy's office acting like he was all that, and it really pissed off the team. He said, "Why is a reporter walking into the manager's office?" This is before YouTube was big, Instagram, and Twitter. This was basically word to mouth, and the security that was there was in there as well. And he said, "Dude, who is this elderly gentleman? Acting a fool. Writing negative articles about the Giants. Yada yada. What is his problem? What is his problem?" And these are workers that work there. So there was a PR person who was there, and they said, "We had to speak to this gentleman, and we had to ban him for 1 weekend." Because you don't do that. You don't walk into a manager's locker room and start talking whatever your nonsense because he's trying to get a column out there. So Nate Shearholes and a lot of the Giants of that team was like, "Don't talk to that. You just don't talk to him. Just leave him alone. Let him write whatever he wants." And then Bruce Bochy for that year had to lock his door and lock himself in there because he was worried about a random dude walking up there. And again, I'm not saying this because I hate Grant Cohen. This happened. This is a real incident. It was not written in the newspaper because guess what? He didn't want to report it. And the reporters were really good friends with him. So they kept that. But it is basically, you got to know the 2007 roster and they will say the same damn thing to you. This is how it was. Now today, say that happened and say Grant, was covering the San Francisco Giants. Oh, he would have made a video. Oh, Bruce Bochy attacked my father. What a bad, he would just say a lot of mean things.
What had a camera on him?
Like I said,
recording him.
And that's how it was. Barry Bonds. Let's go back to Barry Bonds.
Barry
Bonds was an asshole.
Real quick. I don't think that Grant Cohn would make a video about his dad. I think he'd make a video if that was him, and Bochy. But I think Grant Cohn's dad would maybe go on YouTube and put his cents in.
Mhm.
I don't think because Grant Cohn doesn't ask people to stand up for him, and I don't think his dad stands up and says, "Oh, can you fight my battles for me?" If that's what happened, then he's going to take care of it himself. He doesn't want us to do it.
Yeah.
So would Grant Cohn go and make a video for his dad? His dad wouldn't want him to do that. I really don't see that. But I hear what you're saying. Yeah, there would definitely be some kind of media outlet, but I don't think necessarily Grant would be doing that.
And also, again, I'm not a person that just criticize. I watch the stuff, and I remember one time I got good memory. One thing about having OCD is not just there are things that you can also it's good memory filter. Randy Moss, I think in the 05-06 season was with the Raiders after he left Minnesota. And Grant's father went up to Randy Moss. He said that, and he said it on, I don't know, this was a few months back. And he basically, called him, you shit, yada, yada, said some expletives to him. Randy Moss is from, I think, West Virginia, an area called Rand, which is, and he did a documentary called Rand University of all of his teammates, that deal with the struggles of that area. Okay. So Randy Moss for a lot of people who don't know, he was like Allen Iverson. He was a good high school athlete. Got to a little bit of some legal issues. Was in juvenile, and then he was supposed to go to a big school, but he went to Marshall. And in one season, just one season, because he was already 20 years old. One season, he broke the school record in catches and an NCAA AA record. And the Cowboys really wanted him, but he got drafted by the Vikings. So Randy Moss, why I give him a little bit of pass. Randy Moss is a dude from West Virginia, grew up, in a very tough environment. Basically, if he was not he would be basically in that area. It's called Rand University. It's a gas station that sells potato chips, soda, whatever. And a lot of his college boys cannot find work in that area. So a lot of his boys go over there. Some of them have lost their lives. That's what he says. If you're part of that area called Rand, which is a little area in West Virginia, that's the life out there for him. So for him, he was representing the people that, and that's why, he took pride and, he played the way he played. But yeah, Grant Cohen's father, he said, I went up to Randy Moss. I said, you weren't no shit, yada, yada, did what he did. So, it's weird. Like, I don't know what kind of brand of reporting, they do, but I've met, some reporters and they've asked tough questions, but they never went up to a player and insulted him. I just don't understand why they did that. Like, now Grant, he follows his father, so maybe that's why he does what he does. And again, I'm not trying to say, it's stupid, but again, it's so weird. It's just so weird how he talks about the football team in that way. Because like YTC lives in New York, that market, but they don't do that. Like the reporters, they don't do that. Like, they don't say "F you, Daniel Jones," because you fumble the football. They don't do that to him. They criticize him, but they don't curse at him.
Oh.
Yeah, I've never been in New York, so I don't know what they say in New York. But I know
the
New
media
York,
is ruthless over here.
That's what I was going to say. YTC is.
Hey, listen,
what I understand is
they got on
two teams.
they got on Kadarius Toney just for not showing up to a volunteer OTAs. They're very ruthless over here.
Didn't they like exploit Geno Smith? I know he got punched in the jaw and broke his. And they sent him out, but and they called Danny Dimes. They wanted to get rid of him. But now he's playing good. But that's why
They
Eli
put him on a
didn't want to
Yankee
go
game. But yeah,
but that's why Eli didn't want to go to New York because of he didn't want to go to San Diego, but Eli had mentioned going to New York, he was going to have to deal with the media. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, dropping the F word and stuff is not cool. It's not kosher for anybody. But
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cultural that Eli was a very introverted guy. Very shy about things. Not outgoing and all. So it was perfect for the media.
Oh yeah, like
thicker skin for the media.
This is a good example. Like I'm old enough to like Randy Johnson. Was a big commodity, and he went to the Yankees. And then one time he was walking down the street, going to Yankee Stadium, and a reporter went up to his face, and Randy Johnson like wanted to sucker punch him, and he said, "Get out of my way." And some players cannot handle that. Eli Manning, I think, was a perfect, because Phillip Rivers, if he went over there, oh my gosh, he would always get into it. Because when he was in San Diego, he had that weird temperament. So it really fit, why, so he goes over there, and a lot of people say we were ruthless on Eli Manning, we were ruthless on him, but this guy took it took the punches, and people love him. People love him. He said, and that's why the Jets can never find a quarterback.
And that's why I love Daniel Jones too. He never threw one of his. When Darius Slayton dropped that game-winning pass against Washington, he never threw him under the bus. He said, "I should have made a better throw." He doesn't throw his players under the bus. He takes the jobs that go with him. That's why I like him.
Yeah, basically, like you got New York, Chicago, which are the two toughest media markets in sports. You see, San Francisco's like up in the top 10. We're not up there.
What about Boston?
Oh yeah, Boston out there. Oh my gosh, let's not even talk about Boston. Remember, it is true. Like people who do live out in the West, we're more mellow, we're more relaxed. But in the East Coast, like and this is true because I'm part Italian. So I'm a lot of things. Italian people in the East Coast, they bring that temperament. That's why it's very, the people out there, like they talk the way that they talk out there. Like that's why one time when I was in college, a guy from Brooklyn, the people and the students there hated him. Oh my gosh, he's so incorrect. He's so incorrect. He's so being, he's talking like, we're beneath him. And he said, hey, if you don't like the way I talk, come to Brooklyn. You will be crying because that's how we talk out here. And he was the only person who liked me, which is kind of funny because that's how they talk. And they're good people. They're really good people. It's just that you have to understand, how to talk to a New Yorker. That's how they talk. That's how they are. Even the women out there, they're very loudmouth people. But because, again, New York is the empire city for a reason. They have the reputation. So, it's true. But, yeah, here in the Bay Area, there are areas that, like I said, a family from Philadelphia moved out here, and they live in this area called Excelsior, nearby the Cow Palace. And they're like, this neighborhood is almost like Philadelphia because it's a blue-collar, working-class environment. It's not the most luxurious area in San Francisco, but it's the most cheapest,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, San Francisco is way bigger than most people think it is. People think that's Daly City. That is not, so.
Well, they called our hockey team out here the Broad Street Bullies for a reason, because we don't take any crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can understand that.
I guarantee you they're much better than the Flyers.
The Flyers.
Hey. But yeah, there's a reason for that. I mean, the
Rangers
the
that
Eagles are noted for throwing snowballs at Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. They were also noted for throwing batteries at opposing teams. When the Vikings came to their stadium one time,
and
throwing batteries.
The first team to have a court. If you act up at the stadium,
and also they have
court.
Outside of the Raiders, they have a jail cell in their stadium in that field. A jail cell.
What's up, everyone?
That is so funny that a NFL stadium needs to have a jail cell.
Yeah, that's how bad it is in Philly. And that's why I don't like them either.
But that's very true. That's very true about the Duracell batteries, because they used to throw Duracell batteries at Kyle Shanahan's dad when he was the Broncos coach. The Raiders stadium would throw Duracell batteries at the back of his head, and they used to
Eagle
have
fans in the West. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, and they used to have a couple, not bodyguards, but a couple of staff members standing behind him with big signs, kind of.
Yeah.
Yes, and you couldn't really see it because on film, on camera, they had it standing back, and there was all his players around him, but he was always in like a cone because he got nailed in the head with Duracell batteries. It really happened.
I know, my friend since childhood is a Raider fan, and he invited me to the Oakland Coliseum to watch a Broncos game. The Raiders and the Broncos hate each other. Like my friend hates, and the Broncos also hate the Raiders. And I've met people on Valex's stream who are Broncos fans, and they said that, hey, when the Raiders are in town, we throw batteries at them, we throw trash at them, we don't like them. In Oakland, you cannot do that because you got the black hole, and the people who love the Raiders are very ruthless people. They're very ruthless. You don't mess with them. So me and my buddy we're sitting in the area where like the center field, where the center field is, but that's the midfield area way up there because it's very cheap. And there's these Broncos fans from Denver, and then they're starting to mess with the Raider fans, but the Raider fans, they come like gangs. They come like
swarms. Yep, come like
swarms. Oh my goodness! And the Oakland PD had to always be around the Broncos fans because, it's the same thing when the Eagles were at Candlestick. For whatever the reason, they come and they start bullying people, fighting, and the SFP, like the OGs.
Yeah,
they would drag them and say, "Hey, not on Candlestick. I don't know how you do it over there in Philadelphia. This is Candlestick. This is like its own city." So they dragged them down the concrete stairs, and then they shot them out there. And then people are tailgating, and if you have green, you get the hell out of the parking lot. So, yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Very different,
Well, I told you guys about the time I went with my 49ers jacket onto an Eagles game.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and what made it so bad was this was like back in the 90s when Steve Young was playing, and I paid $60, go to a Niner game with the Eagles at night, and Niners were winning. I stood up 2 minutes before, to try to like head out and watch the rest of the game in the, outside of the seating area, and everybody's like, "Sit the f down, Niners suck," and I'm like, "Yo, who's winning the game?" Okay, so I go to stand up, and a Heineken bottle just missed my nose.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, you've got to be kidding.
That's Philly for you.
So after that, a few years later, that's when they banned having selling bottles and stuff like that in the stadium. Because people were throwing bottles. Like I used to watch the Phillies play the San Francisco Giants. Now I love the Phillies. Don't get me wrong, but I also did love my not Willie Stargell. No, what was his name? Matt Williams.
Yep.
Third base.
Mm-hmm.
And Will the Thrill Clark. Okay.
Yep.
So I would wear a Phillies shirt and a Giants hat. Now that's asking for trouble. They were throw bottles as the team is coming out, at a vet stadium. I'm like, what the hell? So me and my friends were like, duck, until the end of the game. And I was like heckled from one end of the subway line, and I had to ride almost 20 stops to the end of the other line. And I'm like, you guys, you sound stupid. We won the game. Why are you heckling me?
They're drunk.
Yeah, you just like go sit down. So
They're
I
drunk.
will never, ever go to an Eagles game if the 49ers are playing. I'll hang out at the tailgate, watch it on somebody's TV or radio, listen to it, but I am not stepping foot in that stadium.
Well, hey, that's good to know. That's a stadium I'm putting an X on. Nope.
But when we were there last year, it was a sea of red, and they couldn't stand it.
I might go next year. Hey, listen, I might actually go next year if I have my boy come with me, like 4 of us, just so we go to gang mentality, just to see the Hornets' nest. I might go next year.
Yeah. Dude tried to run us over in a pickup truck at the tailgate.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I remember I did not go into the stadium, but when I went to Candlestick, I did a lot of tailgating because I could not afford tickets. And the Giants were in town. This was Eli Manning's rookie year, but Kirk Warner. No, hold on.
Yeah, got benched.
Hold on.
Yeah, Kirk got benched.
I'm trying. But, all right. So
2005.
So when Eli Manning was, I think his first or second season, there was a game.
So probably 2005
with the Niners. I mean the Niners and the Giants, and the people who had Giants jerseys were the most respectable people. The ones we were talking to, hey, how you doing? And then they'll say, oh, we're from New Jersey. We're diehard, and we're like, New Jersey, don't you guys play? Oh, Bet Life is basically less than a mile away from New York. It's like so close. You can see the bridge. You can see it. And we're talking.
Yeah, we're on the outskirts of New York.
And these dudes were so cool. And they had some VIP passes. And so they took me and a few people in there. They were the nicest dudes. He said, oh, wow, Candlestick Park. We've never been out here. He said, and we told him the history of the stadium, how it was constructed. It was a former baseball stadium. They're like, dude, they're like, damn, we have metal. We got, the plastic seats. Yeah, it's concrete. It's pure concrete. And then they're like, why is it cold out here? Isn't San Francisco? This is Candlestick Point. The bay's right there. The water's super salted. That's why when you look at the area, it's like falling apart because the salt is so like salted. Oh my gosh, is that why? Yeah, because that's how they build it. And we are below sea level, so the water is on top of the land. So it was very weird. So they were like, oh my gosh, they were the coolest dudes. That's why I have a little bit of respect because the Eagles fans, they fight the Cowboys. They think they're better than everybody. But the Giants are probably the most humble people when it comes to their team.
Yep.
Hey, everybody, let me cut in real quick, because I gotta jump out. Hey, great show as always, Corey. I'm so glad you're okay. Yeah, you give us all a scare, but the Oakland Raiders Niner game when Oakland moved to Los Angeles and then they came back. Their first preseason game was my very first game, NFL game to any professional sports game really. My dad took us to the preseason game, the Battle of the Bay. I think it was 98 or 99, and we were almost at the top of the stadium, like nosebleed seats, maybe like 4 or 5 rows from the top of the stadium. It was a great game. My whole family was there. But the thing that made my dad really mad and made me really mad, I wanted to go, but I already kind of understood like Raiders are ruthless, and so I just wore a black windbreaker. I had my Niner jersey, my Niner shirt underneath it. I didn't put anything on top of it. I didn't want to attract attention. I'm not trying to not represent my team, but I'm a kid. I don't want to get cussed at
Right on
or
back.
anything.
Yeah, my
So
computer died, so I put my charger right now.
So I'm back. I'm in the stadium and I'm sitting there, and Jeff Garcia scores a touchdown. It's like in the third or fourth quarter, and I stand up and I'm like, "Yeah, go Niners!" Right? And my dad, he's getting a little bit mad because the Niners are starting to win. But this guy behind us who was just drinking a bunch of beer, which is fine, but he's like, "How do you like that, you little asshole?" or whatever, And my dad like looked back at him and it was like, he's a kid, because like I guess the next play or whatever, the Niners got a sack or a stop or something. I don't know what happened, but the guy was like, like he even touched me too. He like slapped me on my shoulder, and my dad like looked back at him and he's like, "My son's like 12 years old. You can keep your hands off of him, and you can keep your mouth to yourself." And we watched literally people getting their jackets ripped off, jerseys ripped off, black and red, white. It doesn't matter.
Who did this?
They were throwing people's jerseys over the stadium. They were throwing jerseys and jackets over into the, different sections.
Okay,
And people were fighting the Niner Raider game. So like I know there's a big
the Raiders.
Yeah, it's a big battle. I get it. But like
Jesus.
if I show up to a stadium and I'm wearing like $250 jersey or jacket and you pull it off of me and you throw it over into another section, I mean, like, yeah, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna probably fight, and I'm not a violent.
Throwing hands. They wouldn't even get a chance to throw it over without me laying a punch on their face before they try.
You've seen it too, just recently, like the Rams and the Niners. There was a fatality. I mean, like, come on, the fighting at the games needs to really stop. If you don't like my team, that's fine, but don't touch me. Don't take my memorabilia off of me.
Right.
Everybody, you guys have a great night. I'm gonna end the show. I gotta go. And
all right, see you, Brian.
I will definitely see everybody next time. And you guys have a great night.
Take care, Brian.
Yeah.
Later, Brian.
All right, Brian. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the game was in 2005. The Niners lost 24-6. So that was it wasn't Eli Manning's rookie year. It was his third year. So third year.
Oh, 2006. Okay.
No, wait. 2000. No, yeah, it was second year. So yeah.
Okay.
That was
2005.
fun. So yeah, that was Alex Smith's first season.
We went 11-5 the year, but lost to we got blown out by the Panthers.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the wild card. So yeah.
I know, like for people who are big wrestling fans, like Eddie Guerrero when he won the title at No Way Out in the Cow Palace. I live right there, but at the backside of the stadium, and so that is Daly City. But if you cross the street, it is San Francisco. It is the dividing line. But that's like the little more rougher area of Daly City. But if you go towards the other side where John Madden lived, that's the more nicer suburb area. So, but yeah, many people still consider Daly City part of San Francisco because it's right next to it. It's exactly right next to it. So, yeah. So
I gotta go, guys. My battery's about to die. It's blinking at me.
All right.
Yeah.
See you.
All right, Dina. Thank you for coming
all
up.
right, Dina.
All right, take care.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I don't go to Oakland games, Oakland Raiders when they were there. Never went there because I heard how they was.
I've actually been to a Philly game.
Mhm.
I just never told anyone. Back in when I was 13, I just don't like reminiscing on it.
Yeah.
But
Basically, like when I would go to school,
thank you, Brian.
we would have to go on the freeway, but we have to drive towards the stadium in that area for me to go to school. So passing by it all the time, and also that area is where I learned how to fish. And I remember, Candlestick Point, like there was a parking lot for like the public, for that little. It's basically like a little like a little national park, and you got a bunch of piers. People are fishing, but they don't recommend you like catching the fish and eating it because the fish may have mercury, so it's an issue.
Yeah, and
So
other
people go out
diseases.
there
Yeah.
and they fish just for fun. So one day we go out there. I think 12 or 13 years old, and we're going to Candlestick Point, and I was tired of catching those little bullheads, which is like a frog-looking fish, like a weird-looking.
So tadpole looking at look like tadpoles.
But it's not a frog. It's called a bullhead. So I got sick and tired because like my he was like an uncle to me. Like he wasn't my real, but he was like an uncle. He raised me. He taught me sports. He got me into my first job. He was a good dude. And we would get these little weird worms that bite you. Like, I mean, they would bite you. I don't know where we got these. So we would hook it, the bait and the fish, and we always catch these small little fish. So one day I just got sick and tired, and I went to this little little market where they sold like shrimp. So I got me like half a bag, so like basically 4 ounces of shrimp. So I had like 20 shrimps. And so I put one on and I threw it out there, and I just left it out there, and we never caught nothing. So we were goofing around at the pier, running back and forth on the pier. We would goof around with the rocks. So we go back there, and we had like one of our friends that would keep an eye on our pole, and then we would take turns. So it was now my turn to watch the 3 poles that were there, and there was a guy next to me, and he had a net. So I was like, "Oh crap! No!" I said, "Wait, that's mine. That's mine." So I get the thing, I start rolling it, and then one of the camp counselors comes. He said, "Hey, do you have something?" I said, "I don't know." So then he takes my thing. "Oh, you have something." So I said, "Oh, I caught my first fish," but it wasn't a fish. It was a leopard shark. It's the size of a meter stick. That's how big those things are. And it's an adult. Like the babies are about a foot long, the mothers are about 2 feet, and the fathers are they can get up to 4 feet. So it's a big ass shark. It was basically the size of a meter stick. So by law, I'm able to keep the fish if I want it or throw it back. So we're pulling it. The guy's like, "Oh, do you guys need a net?" "Oh, thank you very much." Because we're gonna drag that fish into shore. And we were like 300 feet away from the shore because it's a large pier. So I said, "Oh crap, we have to walk like the size of a football field to drag this." I think it was like about like 40, 50 pounds. Plus it was like 3 feet long. Oh crap, pulling that in the water, the current. So he dropped the net. The shark jumped in the net, and we pulled it up. And he measured it. He said, "All right, it's more than 26 inches. You're able to keep it." So I took it to my dad, and my dad showed me how to gut a fish for the first time. It's more easier than it is. I thought it was more harder. So I know how to gut a fish. That was fun. Man, I miss those days.
Yeah. Well, I came on late. I'm about to end it.
All right. Yeah, I gotta go too. I gotta have some dinner.
All right,
Korey,
very well.
everyone,
I'll see you tomorrow. But yeah. See. Good show, everybody. YTCL.
Thank you.
Hey, Korey, it's always fun, buddy.
Yeah.
Always fun. So I went 10-6 last week. How'd you do?
I went left 12-4.
You did what? 12-4.
Yep.
Man, I got some serious catching up to do with my 4-12 week a couple weeks back. All right, buddy.
All right.
I'll
Thank
see
you for
you.
coming
What
on.
you going? When you going live? You going live Sunday for the aftermath show, or?
Yeah, I'll probably go live in
All right, buddy.
on Sunday.
All right. You
All
have a
right,
good
have a
night,
good one.
Korey.
You too.